First 5 questions. Please try solving first 5 questions. Look, you have to be just careful with what they are talking about. In the first question, they are saying which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument above. We have to weaken the argument. So you have to be careful with the data.
So to question 5 then.
Question. Once you finish with the first 5 questions, please tell me. You can raise your hand, so maybe I can just cross-check, that how many of you have finished. So, based upon that, we can start with the discussion. You can just, message me. That's fine. First question, I think first one is easy. Anyone who has got the answer for first one? Okay, first you finish with the first 5, then we will discuss. Do it fast. Once you finish, please let me know. Okay, Advait, you have done good. For 25 questions are there. Let us see at the end of the day, class, how many of you are able to score more than 20. So look, consistency is very important. You have to be consistent and you have to be careful when you mark the answers, because what happened in this kind of question, usually you will feel that your answer is correct, and most of the time, you get it wrong. Okay, none this. All right. I'll give you another 2 minutes. Look, we can wind up this class by 6:30. I think we don't require more than an hour to finish this class now. Because already we have done this kind of questions. So let us see if we can do it fast. Okay, I think we can start with the discussion. Another 1 minute is there. Please see that you finish. Just 1 minute more. All right, all of you, people who can turn on your video, please turn on your video. And after discussion, if you want, you can once again go back to your, you can switch off the video while you solve the question. All right, let us start. First question, what is the answer? Anyone? Okay, let us go one by one. Risha, can you please help me to do first question? Risha, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Please help me with the first question. Have you understood the first question? Tell me, dear.
So I think E is the answer.
Okay, you say it is E. Let us see. Let us see. For you, it is E. Okay, let us read the statement once again. The cities with the densest population have the highest ratio of police officers. So we are talking about this density of population, highest ratio of police officers to citizens. All right. I don't know why this is misbehaving. Okay. Such cities also have the lowest rate of property crime. All right. Sometimes this technology. Someone has played with this. It seems. Okay, we'll see later on. Someone has misbehaved with my pen. I don't know who has done this. All right, let us proceed anyway. Okay, have lowest rate of property crime without contact between perpetrator and victim. Thus, maintaining high ratio of police officers to citizen can serve as an effective deterrent to least certain kind of property crime. All right, which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? Look, we are talking about weakening the argument. That is important. All right. Now we have to weaken the argument. Means we have to find something, whatever they are talking about, that is not the right thing. We have to go against this. So, anyone else who can tell me what is the answer for this?
B, sir.
B, sir. B.
Yes, sir, it's B.
B as in Bombay.
B.
B or D? Delhi.
B, sir, Bombay.
Bombay. All right. Let us see. Which of the following, if true, most seriously weakens the argument about the quality of training that police officer receive? And the quality of training that police officer receives vary from city to city. No way. Remove it. Many non-violent crime in large cities are remove it. A majority of the perpetrators of the property crime in dense populous cities are not apprehended by the police. Look, understand one thing. We are dealing with the density of population, and we are dealing with more number of police officers. These are data which are completely doesn't make any sense. So if we want to go against them, we have to talk something related to the statement. We cannot go beyond that. Let us go with the E also. Property crime without contact between perpetrator and victim represent only a small proportion for overall crime. All right. Maybe, but if you see, this is a better option. High population density itself makes it difficult to commit a property crime that involves no contact between perpetrator and victim. That itself is going to weaken this argument, because what they're saying that, look, what we are going to weaken is this. Thus, maintaining a high ratio of police officer to citizen can serve as an effective deterrent. We are just weakening this by this statement that high population density itself makes it difficult to commit a property crime. Yes or no? Okay, anyone who can explain me why this data is relevant or why this statement is relevant practically? Fast.
Sir, option E, right?
No, B.
B, okay.
Megha, what answer you have marked?
B only, sir.
Okay, good. Explain me why B.
I cancelled the other options, so B was the only one that made sense.
Look, I told you, understand one thing, from my experience, I can easily tell you this is the best method which I have. What I do is I negate the answer options. This is the best option, best way which I have learned, So this is what I always follow. What I will do is, I knew people have 4 answer options. In actual paper, you won't get 5 answer options, you will get only 4 answer options. All right. So what you have to do is just keep on removing the answer options. Even if you remove 1 answer options for sure, you are left with 3 answer options. Your possibility increases. The moment you have removed 2 answer options, you are left with only 2 answer options. You have 50% probability. You can mark the answer. That is how it works. So answer for this is B as in Bombay. And reason behind this is, is very simple. Rest of the data, if you see, it is not working at all. All right. Let us go with the second one. Second one, what is the answer you are getting? Let us first, I think second one is easy. There's no trouble with second one. Approximately 200 brand of personal computer are being manufactured, but we currently limit our inventory to only the 8. All right, only 8 most popular brand. We plan to increase greatly the number of computers we sell by expanding our inventory to include the 10 best selling brand. All right. Which of the following, if true, points on major weakness? We are talking about weakness. Remember, weakness. Weakness means right now that, they maximum inventory is there for how many, brands? I think 8 brands. All right. They want to increase it to 10 brands. So we have to find out what is the weakness here. So reading at this, before reading the statement, I can easily make it out that, look, idea is very simple. If top 7 brand itself consists of, maximum, people who are buying or maximum sellers, or if you say demand, why I need to have, other brands? I don't require. So if top 7 or top 5 brand consists of 80% of the demand, I'm not going to have, any inventory with me now. So that is what I will look forward for. Sometimes what happens is when you read a main statement, you will be able to, find out the answer without looking at the solutions. That is the other idea. This is the other trick which you can learn. If at all, let us assume you read with the data. All right. Take 10 seconds and 20 seconds and try finding out, what is something which can support it and what is something which will go against it. So if they want me to go against this, so if I have to find out any data, going against this, so idea is very simple. If top 5 brand or 6 brand, is 80% of my demand, there is no way that I will look forward for, putting inventory for other 4 or 5 brands. Yes. So based upon this premise, I can look forward for solutions. So sometimes even this is, if you see easy way or, trick which you can use. Now, based upon this C, I think which one is the answer which is marking? B is B.
B, sir.
There is no way that, you can think about it. The 7 most popular brands of personal computer account for almost all computers sold. If 7 brand itself consists of almost all computers sold, why I'm going to have, inventory for rest of the brand? Yes? Understood all of you? Yes or no? Tell me fast. You have to say you have understood or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
All right. Let us go with question number 3. And okay, first let us finish with question number 3. What is the answer for question number of those person who became teacher in 1968? I think this is once again easy. What is the answer you're getting for this?
B.
B again, sir.
Once again easy question, Can you explain, Advait, can you explain me why B? First explain me this data. I'll be happy if you explain me this first. What exactly? Because the moment you understand this data properly, you'll be able to mark the answer. Yes, tell me what they're saying.
Like they're talking about teachers who became like people who became teachers in 1968.
Okay.
30% of them, like 30% of them who left earned $35,000, and then only 15% who are still in the job earn more than 35,000. So basically, it says that if you're a teacher and if you change to a non-teaching profession, you end up there's more possibility that you earn more than 35,000.
Very good. Very good. You know, so that exactly what they're trying to tell us. The moment you understand this, you can mark the answer. Now, the argument above depends on which of the, now remember, this is important one thing. The argument above depends which of the following assumptions that the person from whom statistics are cited. All right. So let us go with answer option A. At least one third of group. Okay, tell me why A is not an answer.
So 1/3 is 33.33, but in the passage it says 15%.
Yes, one. Now, C. Most of the person who left teaching did so entirely because of the low salaries teachers are. Why this is not an answer? Because there is a possibility.
Sir, I marked that. I marked C.
I told you that is a possibility. That is a possibility. If you see, this is a possibility. All right, let us wait for this. Let us wait. Let us go with the D. As a group, those persons who have remained in teaching are abler and more. We don't need to even do this. You know, read further. The group of persons who left teaching and who today earn more than $35,000 a year were more capable teachers. Nowhere there, you know. Look, understand one thing, that nowhere talking about capability. What here important data is very simple. If you stay, there's all possibility that you earn somewhere near about $35,000 or less than that, and you get out of this teaching field. There is more possibility, or you have better chance to earn more than $35,000. That is what the most important data is. And what they're asking us, the argument above depend upon which of the following assumptions. All right, means we are doing some assumptions based upon this argument is based. Now let us go with answer option B and check it out. B says the group of person who left teaching and the group who did not are comparable in terms of factor that determine how much people outside the teaching professions are paid. And look here, most of the person who left teaching did so entirely because of the low salary teachers earn. But when you are talking about better option available out of this two, all right, you have to go with this. Because of reason that they are talking about assumptions. We are talking about assumptions. All right. Look, this is assumption, no doubt about it. Obviously, if you see, primary assumption is this, that okay, since people are getting less paid, they shift their job. All right. But if you see, this is a better option that the group of person who left teaching and the group, because they're distinguishing, they're differentiating. This data is able to differentiate. If you see, whole of this is able to differentiate. That the group of person who left teaching and the group who did not are comparable in terms of factors that determine how much people outside the teaching professions are paid, because that is the comparison what we are talking about here there. No? But here if you see, this is not comparison, this is just an assumption what we are making, that people are leaving. Have you understood? So that is what you have to do. You have to come back with the two answer options. If you see, this is what you have to do. You have to come back with the two answer options which you feel that can be an answer, and then mark the best possible answer available. This is the reason why when you are solving this kind of reasoning question, critical reasoning question, you have to read all the answer options, because you never know which one is the better answer option. Sometimes what happened, you feel that this is an answer options and you have not gone through answer option E, and there's always a possibility that E is having better option, or E is giving us better closeness. So we have to end up marking answer to be B. So there's nothing called right and wrong when we are dealing with this kind of questions, So we have to be careful in marking the answer. All right, question number 4, what is the answer you are getting? Fast. Some analysts maintain that, yes, 4?
Like D and E. Between D and E, like I was 50-50 between D and E.
Let us see, let us D and E. Okay, how many of you say for D?
So D makes more sense.
D makes more sense?
Yes, sir.
Right? And anyone who's with E? No one has got an answer to B?
Sir, I thought it was E.
Yes, sir, me too.
Sir, me too.
Megha, and then who else is there? Megha is there. Then I'm so sorry. I cannot see all of you. Megha is there. Then okay, Pratiksha is there, and who else? Who is going for E? All right. First, let us see, who can help me to understand the data first, because this is the important thing. So first, let me see who can help me. Megha, can you help me to understand what they are talking about?
Sir, after reading the passage, I thought the main answer that we should look for is one that says that Zenda has another source where they can get the material from.
Okay, no, explain me what is the information asked. You have to explain.
So, okay, 1 second. So basically there were sanctions imposed on Zenda, which makes it difficult for it to.
No. You have to go with the initial part. Some analysts maintain that this embargo by a country, Zora, on the export of a strategic metal to country, Zeda, all right, if imposed, all right, would drive up the price of the metal in Zeda. Obviously, if suppose Zeda is receiving some metal from some country ABC, and those country impose some restrictions on that, and Zeda is not able to receive that metal. So since Zeda is not able to receive that metal, so it's obvious that price of that metal in Zeda is going to increase. All right. Now, by what they are talking about, they are at least tenfold. Means if they are not able to receive that metal, price is going to increase tenfold. All right. They note that few other countries expose the metal. Now, this metal what Zeda received, the other countries also exporting that metal to Zeda, but there are very few others. All right, with an embargo. Now, Zenda might have to depend on as yet unexploited domestic source of the metal. Okay, now let us go with question. Which of the following, if true, constitute the most serious objection to the analysis of the above? So analysis is very simple. Analysts, what they're trying to tell us is that if at all, there is a restrictions in export of this metal to Zenda, obviously price is going to increase. So we have to, negate this, so means we have to go against whatever their assumption is. All right, now explain. I believe this part is clear with all of you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yes.
Yes. So now let us go with the answer option. I think you people have doubt with the D and E. Let us go with the D and E directly. Only a small proportion of Zenda's import expenditure is devoted to the import of the metal from Lithuania. All right. Okay. That's fine. And then answer option E is saying in case of an embargo, Zenda could buy the metal indirectly from Lithuania on the world market at least at a less than 1/3 increase in cost. Not, which is a better option. This is what once again you have to understand. I'll tell you what answer is E. E is the correct answer. And let us try understanding why E is the correct answer. Because here once again this I'm not saying that D is wrong. If you see D is once again one probability or possibility, that if suppose whatever metal which I'm importing from other country, and proportion of that is very less, all right, maybe it won't harm as a country. But if here this is the important part which we need to understand. They are talking about increase of tenfold. If at all they are talking about increase in tenfold, that means we should understand that there is really a good requirement of that metal in that country. Yes or no? What do you say? What is your take on this? Fast, dear. If at all they're saying that there's tenfold increase in price, do you think that tenfold increase in price happens so fast? Yes or no? Fast.
Yes, sir.
So if tenfold increase is happening, means there's all possibility. If you see, that means actually there's a good requirement of that metal in that country, Zenda. Yes or no? So that is the reason why, if you see, I look forward for better answer option. Look, because when I went through this question, this obviously this will come in my mind. But the moment I read answer option, very clearly I think, and I'll tell you what, practically this is exactly what happened in most of the situations. The moment, one country stop export of some materials, some metals to other country, that country will start looking forward to get that metal from somewhere else. Otherwise, it is obviously, if it is important metal, what, or material, what will happen? Price is going to increase drastically. So this is the better answer option, that in case of an embargo, Zenda could buy the metal indirectly from Lithora on the world market at less than 1/3 increase in cost. Problem solved. Yes, what does it mean? The moment this data, less than 1/3 increase in cost means actually what is the whatever premise this analyst is having, it is just null and void. Have you understood what I am saying? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is the place where reading business newspaper will help you out. People who read business newspaper, if you see for person like me, who read newspaper, especially with this business newspaper, to be frank with you, I devote more time with business newspaper rather than any other newspaper, so because of some interest of mine, so once you are there with the business newspaper, you can easily make it out, without, you won't take more than 10 seconds, within 10 seconds, you will come to know that what is the correct answer for this. You won't waste your time. All right. Okay. What is the answer for question number 5?
So 1 second, I have a doubt with the.
Yeah, please tell me, Advait, what is your doubt?
So first of all, like if there's a 50% chance, we should always choose an option, right? Like even if it's just between 2 options, we should always mark, right?
Yes, Advait, that is the time you have to take chance. Another thing, as I said, if you see, usually what my suggestion always goes to, when we are solving this kind of question is, that we have to be just a bit careful some important data. For example, if suppose when I'm reading this, my mind should just give me 2 or 3 informations to me. First information is analyst. They're saying that if we stop this metal, or export of this metal to some country, all right, price is going to increase tenfold. The moment that if they're just saying that price is going to increase, then in that case it's a very big statement. But when they're saying that price is going to increase tenfold, that means I have to be careful. Look, price won't increase tenfold till the time requirement of that metal is very high or requirement of that article is very high. All right, price will never increase tenfold. Okay, so important data are something which we need to keep in our mind. Now, when price is getting increased by tenfold, that means what, we have to understand that, they're trying to tell us that what metal we are talking about, what article we are talking about, it is more or less some important article which is, useful or which is on regular use. Yes. So for example, let us assume we import petrol. Yes. There's no other way, we have to import it from either A, B or C, because we don't manufacture. If country A say that we are not going to export this, petrol to India, we have to see that we get it from somewhere else, am I right? Otherwise, price is going to increase drastically. Yeah. And that is how thing works. So, you will end up getting, usually, good paper, this is how it works. You will always end up getting, with the 2 answer. With any good question, you will end up getting 2 answer. With average question, if you see, for example, if you talk about, question type 2, these are neat and clean, straightforward marking the answer. You don't need to think about it. Here, you will never have, that any doubt with the 2 answer options. But if there is a good question, trust me, always you are going to have 2 answer options which will be close. Then what happened, you should read the data once again carefully and see which is the best possible answer which we can mark. But if you are 50% chance, you have to mark the answer.
Yes. Then one more thing, sir. Suppose there is one of the answer options goes against something that is stated in the passage. Is that valid or is it invalid? Like in this.
Look, it depends upon the questions. If they're asking is whether they're asking us to strengthen the argument or whether they're asking us to weaken the argument.
Yeah, so let's suppose they're asking us to weaken the argument, or in this very question itself, suppose they say that there is another country which is exporting it in large amounts, and then Z can go and buy it from that country. It goes against like the thing that is stated in the passage. So is that invalid or can you mark that?
Not against the passage, understand. That is what they're trying. We are using some external data to validate those things, whatever they are talking in passage. So look, this is a place, once again, what happened based upon your experience. Once you have solved 400-500 questions, your mind will automatically start working, that look, sometimes, we have to add data from outside. All right. if at all, if it is a valid one and which is coming close to that. For example, if suppose what premise you are adding that there's another country which is ready to export, so that is a better idea than even increasing paying price. Na?
Okay.
Are you getting the point? Because if some other country is able to export me at the same price, then I won't mark this answer. I'll mark that as an answer. Because why I would like to increase the price? I will not like price to get increase in my country. If I'm able to negotiate with some other country who's able to export me the same thing at the same price, then this answer become invalid.
Okay.
Have you understood now? So always in this kind of question, what we have to understand is relativity is very important. Most of the time people, they don't understand this. I always talk about if you see when I take this class, I always say that we need to talk on relative basis. It's not something that you are right, I am wrong. All right, or I am right, you are wrong. We will talk about that where there's a more probability for answer to get it correct, or where there's a more chances to satisfy the data. So it's somewhere where data is talking about 60%, it is having more probability. I look forward for 60% rather than looking for 50 or 40%. This is the reason why in this kind of question, we are supposed to read all the answer options. And especially, once again, I'm repeating, if a tall question is good quality question, you will end up having two answer options are close. But for you, it will be close. But moment you have understood the main premise of the statement, you can just mark the answers. Trust me, you will be able to mark this answer because still there's a good gap. All right. So that is what you have to do. Moment you have two answer options are very close, read the statement once again, check it out, what is the important data, and then mark the answer. All right. Let us go with answer option 5. What is the answer for 5? Can anyone tell me? Yes, 5.
B, sir. B.
Okay, sir.
That once again, that is here, the government should, okay, look, I will tell you what I will discuss first 10 questions with you people, and then what I will do is, I won't discuss other questions. Will if at all you have a doubt, I will discuss. All right, because I think now we won't be having that kind of time. But I'll discuss first 10 questions with you people so that you can understand how things should work. Okay, let us go to question number 5. The government should stop permitting tobacco companies to subtract advertising expense from their revenue in calculating taxable income. Tobacco companies would then have to pay more taxes. As a consequence, they would raise the price of their product, and the price increase would raise the price of their product, and the price increase would discourage tobacco use. All right. So here the main premise is simple and straightforward. Price increases. All right. Consumption decreases. That is the main premise. Nothing else. All right. Now let us see what they are talking about. Which of the following is an additional premise required by the argument above? All right, they're asking us that what is the additional premise which is required by the argument above. Okay, let us go. A, tobacco companies would not offset the payment of extra taxes by reducing cost in other areas. Possibility. All right, please understand, because understand what they are talking about. What they are saying is that that here the government should stop permitting tobacco companies to subtract advertising expense from their revenue in calculating taxable income. Now, if they deduct advertisement costs from revenue, and then whatever they are left with, that become a taxable income. In that case, they end up paying less tax. But if, let us assume, advertisement expense, they're not allowed to, deduct from revenue. In that case, what happens is taxable income increases. All right. And when taxable income increases, obviously they end up, making less profit. All right. But the moment you read this, the first impression, what you should understand is usually what happens is, if at all any taxes are increases, it is directly passed to customers. Means if at all this thing happen, what they will do is they'll pass it to customer. If suppose this is government, this is company, and this is, factory, and this is company. If government increase tax increase, what factory will do? Immediately they will increase the price. Whatever tax amount is here, they will increase the price. This is what they will do. This 90% of time, this is what happened. All right. Now, what they're saying is which of the following is additional premise required by the argument above. All right. Now, here what is the argument that, okay, price of the products and the price increase would raise the price of the product. All right. So what we are trying to talk about is, if they increase the taxes, price will increase, and if price increases, people will, reduce the demand. All right. Let us go with the answer option B. Tobacco companies would not continue to advertise if they are forced to pay higher taxes. I will tell you what, there's no way that you can think also for this. There's no way. People who have marked B as an answer, please tell me why you have marked B as an answer. Yes. Tell me why you're marking B as an answer. Please, fast. And please turn on your video. What makes you think that B as an answer? If I am there, I'll just say that there's no way that, I will think also about B. Yes, Advait, you have marked B.
No,
No?
I marked it.
No, sir, I marked B.
Megha, tell me.
It doesn't make sense, sir.
Look, please understand one thing, advertisement is necessary evil. Yes. That, that there are brand, who don't require advertisement, that it is entirely in different league. But still, if you see, people, or a brand like an iPhone, if they have to, go ahead and invest for advertisement, all of us, we have to do that. All right. So it is necessary evil, and they're not going to stop. So there's no way that you can think about B as an answer options. All right. And premise what they are talking about is, trust me, it is answer option A. That is the premise what they're talking about. That tobacco companies would not offset the payment of extra taxes by reducing cost in other areas. If taxes are increased, and I will tell you what, this is practically what happen every year. Every year when budget is passed on ITC, ITC is the, right now, these are the people who manufacture most of the tobaccos and cigarettes. Every year, government will increase taxes, trust me. 2%, 5%, they will increase. And every year, what this ITC will do, they will pass the same thing to customer directly. Whatever is the increase in price, they will increase it to customer. All right. This is how, things has been going till now. So the moment you read this, this is why, as I said, now few of you who is ready to invest 8 hours, 9 hours, you have to start reading business newspaper also. Because the moment you read business newspaper, you know that there's no way that I can mark the answer to be B. No way. All right. Now people will continue to buy tobacco products if these products were no longer advertised. Trust me, there's a possibility that, it happens, because, once you are habituated of, this, you'll go ahead and do that. All right. Vaishnavi, yeah, you can leave. There's no problem. If you have a college class, you can leave. There's no issues.
Thank you, sir.
Any other doubts anyone has got with this? No doubts? Good. Let us move to question number 6 to 10. Do it fast. Do it fast. Please do it fast. Question number 6 to 10. Now, I will see that if you have a doubt, then only I'll proceed to explain. Only the thing is, as I said, please see that you widen your horizon, read as much as possible. All right. And all these questions will become very easy. Few of the questions will become very straightforward. You can easily remove those answer options. And I want each one of you to spend some quality time with these questions. Once we finished with the class, see that, you spend time with these questions, that why, these answer options are not correct, why we can look forward for these answer options, other answer options. And once you solve in home, and still if you have a doubt, you can WhatsApp me, and maybe I'll be able to help you out. I'll be able to send you detail. If it is a difficult question, in that case, I'll be able to send you the details.
Can you send your WhatsApp number in the chat?
Yeah, I'm going to do that. That is what I'm going to right now. And I'm so sorry, because I don't remember that WhatsApp number. Reason behind this is because usually I just recently started using that WhatsApp number. It is 7892 509 258. 7892 509 258. People who don't have my WhatsApp number, please make a note of this. In case if you have any trouble, anything, you can always, contact me. Question number 6 is easy. I think there shouldn't be a problem with question number 6. Do it fast. Once you finish, please let me know. 6 to 10. Dhanush, done? Okay, Risha is done. Advait, all right, good. Do it fast, please do it fast. So we have none. Very good, none. People who have done, you can proceed with the other remaining question. I'll give you another minute and then we can start. I'll tell you the answer. And in case if you have a doubt, we'll do 6 is D as in Delhi. Then 7 it is C. And 8 it is D. 9 it is E. And 10 it is E. Please check it out. And in case if you require to, discuss any answer option, we'll discuss. Just go to answer options which are given you. Question number 6, it is D. Question number 7, it is C. Question number 8, it is D. Question number 9, it is E. And question number 10, it is E. Just check it out. In case if you have trouble with any questions where discussion is required, you can tell me, we'll discuss those questions. First, you check it out with your answer which I've given and see if you are satisfied or not. And in case if you're not satisfied, we'll do that.
For the 8th question, the D answer, I think the last part is a bit wrong. I didn't understand the last part.
Question number 8.
Yeah.
8 Vinay I doubt.
The last part is like,
We'll see question number 8. All right. Let us see. This is easy. 8 one is easy. You know. Let us see. Let us see.
option is easy, but the thing is like, and the last part, I think there's a mistake in the last part.
Let us see. Professor A, we must make a strong moral statement against country tax policies. Only total divestment, the sale of all the stock in companies that have factories or business office in X can do this. Therefore, the university should divest totally. Professor B, our aim should be to encourage X to change its policies. Partial divestment is the best way to achieve this aim. Therefore, the university should sell its stocks only in company. Understand one thing. First and most important thing, what we need to understand is both the professors, they're trying to talk about entirely different thing. Yes or no? Is this part clear?
Yes, sir.
That is the most important thing. All right. Now, therefore, the university should sell its stock only in the companies that either sell goods to X government or do the majority of the business in X, or treat their workers in X unfairly. All right, let us go. Question number 8. Which of the following, if true, would be evidence that the university would not be harmed economically if it followed Professor A recommendation? All right. Now, what they are trying to tell us is that, we are talking very clearly. They are saying that, that we have to follow, A recommendation. Okay. Which of the following, if true, would be evidence that the university would not be harmed economically? All right. If it followed Professor A recommendation. What is, A recommendation? You tell me.
Total divestment.
Yes. All right. Now let us see. Let us go with an answer options. Okay. Very few of the companies in which the university owns stock sell goods to, so there's, okay, I believe you people have doubt with these two answer options. Am I right? D, which answer option you have doubt with? Answer option, you tell me where you are doubtful.
E, A.
E and D. Am I right? Okay, let us go with D and E. The expected financial return to the university from the stocks that the university could own under a policy of total divestment is proportional to same as the expected financial return from the same as the expected financial year. All right. If the university sold large blocks of stocks under a policy of total divestment, the price of the stocks of the company whose stocks were sold would probably decrease somewhat. Look, there is no way that you can talk about E as a data. Only the thing is we have to understand what D is talking about. The expected financial return to the university from the stocks that the university could own under a policy of total divestment is approximately the same as the expected financial return from the same as the expected financial. Look, what they are trying to, what they are trying to tell us here is, this is the important thing if you can understand here. Look, if at all, whatever is my, expected, let us assume profit or money which I'm looking for from that stock. Stock, it can be anything, it can be shares, it can be debentures, it can be anything. All right. So let us assume, that if my intention, remember one thing, we have to follow A, and following A at the same time, we have to make sure that we don't have any kind of, upset in the money which we are making. That is what they're trying to tell us. Look here. Which of the following, if true, would be evidence that the university would not harm economically? Harmed economically means nothing but money they are talking about. All right. And here very clearly they're saying the expected financial returns to the university from the stock that the university could own under a policy of total divestment. Total divestment means I'm going to, sell it completely. All right. And agreement, they're talking about agreement, all right, is approximately same as expected financial return from the same as the expected financial. What does it mean is, let us assume even if I diversify totally, I'm able to get the same amount what I was expecting. So obviously it is not going to harm me economically. That is what the statement D says. Have you understood now?
Yes, sir. Got it.
All right, I'll repeat it once again. Statement D, what does it says is that, even if I do, total divestment based upon the agreement what we have on the price what we are talking about, we are able to get the same money what we were expecting it without divestment. Yes. So what does it mean? That if this criteria is fulfilled, I'm not going to have any kind of, economical loss or financial loss, because that was my expectation and I'm going to get the same thing. And that is the reason why they're saying that, when we go with the, Professor A recommendation, because Professor B is not recommending this. Professor B is saying that no, we are totally, we should see that how we can support it rather than, diversifying or selling it completely. Look, once again, if you read maybe, this business newspaper, that will be helpful. Any other doubt?
So could you explain the 10th one?
10th one, okay. This is easy. Here once again. Okay, let us see. The Asian American History Associates receives approximately 1,000 proposals each year from individuals who wish to present papers at its annual meeting. The association's officers would like to ensure constant standards of quality in the presentation from year to year. All right. Now, this is what they are talking about. The association's officers would like to ensure constant standard of quality in the presentation from year to year. All right. The officers have therefore decided to accept the presentation each year only to the best 300 papers. Every year they will take best 300 papers. That is what they are talking about. But at the same time, what is the expectation? That standard should be maintained. Standard should be maintained. Same standard. All right. Okay. Let us proceed. Of the following, the best criticism of the officials' plans, that the plan assumed that, once again, trust me, straightforward for answer what this is.
Sir, yeah, I got it. I didn't read that sentence properly.
Criticize and the plans assume that. Plan, without reading what you should understand it. Plan is assuming that every year the quality of, if you talk about, proposals what you're going to get or presentation what you're going to get will remain same. Then only you can manage to get this 300. Because, let us assume there's a possibility that, some year that, 1,000 applicants they have sent, but, none of them they're able to, meet my quality. Yes or no?
Yes, sir, yes.
All right. So now look here. This is what they're talking about. The best 300 papers submitted to the association for presentation will be of the same quality. This is what their assumption is, quality from year to year. All right. Look, all the following best criticism of the officers' plans is that the plan assumed that. This is what they're assuming, that the best 300 papers submitted to the association for presentation will be of the same quality from year to year. That is wrong.
Yeah, got it, sir.
All right. Look, same thing happens, when you people write down your CLAT exam also. Every year, quality of students keeps on changing. So sometimes, what happens, you people become lucky that, that year, if you see good quality student has not come up. So in that case, what happens is cutoff mark will go down, So every year it keeps on happening that sometimes, this year what has happened that, competition has increased. If you see CLAT 2020, competition has increased. Anyone who can give me, reason behind this? Why competition has increased in the CLAT 2020? What is the logic? Yes.
It became 150
More time.
I'm sorry, Advait, can you repeat it once again?
because the marks went down from 200 to 150.
No, that was not the reason for increase in competition.
No, sir, this year there were many problems, right? So there'll be a carryover from this year to next year.
Megha, you're not catching the main thing, Megha. You have to think about the main thing, main data.
Because there was more time.
Yes. That was the most important thing. Exam should get over somewhere in the month of, May. All right. Now this year, what has happened is, from, if you see March onwards, April, May, June, July, August, you are talking about May, just 5 months of time. What does it mean was someone, who would be there on borderline, and if he was able to put more effort, and someone look, look, this is very simple reasoning. Look, we are dealing with critical reasoning, so you should understand how critical reasoning work. Now this is, this is your, let us assume this is your cutoff mark. There are people who are lying standing here. There are good number of people who are standing here. If this exam would have happened in the month of May, these are the people who would have cleared it. Now there are good number of people who are standing here also, and there are good number of people who are standing this side also, and there are good number of people who are standing here also. All right. Now what is happening? There's all possibility that these people, very rare chances that these people will jump from here to here. But now here what has happened is, let us assume even 50% of the people, they got overconfident and who were not able to use your time properly and who were not able to motivate themselves. They were standing here, but these people were able to motivate themselves. What they happened? They shifted here. So now what happened? Now here there is a clutter. Actually, first these people were supposed to clear. Now these people have also jumped here. So now what has happened? Yes, competition has increased. And why competition has increased? Because these people, they were able to get more time. These people were able to get more time, and they were able to devote this time here, and they made sure that they are able to get in this mark. So that is why this year, if you see people who wanted to study and people who were a bit positive, they were able to do extremely well. All right, finish till 25 now, fast. Till 25. All the question 11 to 25. Do it fast. I think of people who have already, okay, anyone who has done till 25, let us see. Akash, done?
So I did till 50.
Okay.
Oh, sir.
Okay, fine. Finish it. Finish it fast. Do it fast. I'll give you 5 minutes. And please don't look at on my screen. All right, you solve, because I'm going to write down the answer. Please don't read the answer which I have written. First you finish it off and then only you go to the key which I have given you. After you have done, then you can do the correction. There's no problem. And in case if you have a doubt, I'll clarify your doubt. And excuse me, in case even after class you have a doubt, you have to just see that you can just WhatsApp me question number, and I'll be able to maybe help you out with that particular question. Because you have to spend time. Look, you have to just spend time with first 100 questions. If you have spent time for first 100 questions, your mind will start working. This is how it works. You have to basically train your mind with first 100 questions, how to approach these questions. As I said, one approach is, negation method. You keep on removing answer option. That is one method. Second approach is, if at all we have understood the data completely without going even with the answer, we'll try thinking, for a 10 second, 20 second, that what is something which will go against it, or what is something, which will support it. And then look at the answer options. So any one of these two methods work, but some, as I said, from your experience, you will come to know for which question, which method you should use.
Sir, do we have class on Saturday? Because we have a test on Sunday.
Yes, you have a class. Now every Saturday you have a class, don't worry. People who are writing CLAT exam coming year, 2021, you have a 3 days class, Monday, Thursday and Saturday. Look, we want to do more number of questions with you people. That's the reason, and test will keep on happening. So right now your test will be happening on Sunday, and then we'll see once we start the paper-based test. I think then also we'll continue. We'll continue with the test on Sunday, and we'll see that we have class on Saturday. Because understand one thing, slowly we have to go with the mock paper discussion also. Am I right? So we'll see how it works, because look, you have to spend time there. Without spending time, it's not going to work. Even we people have to spend time, and even you people need to spend time. Then only we will come up with a result. And what happened is you people don't understand right now. After your exam, once you will find your friends who are sitting in the same classroom, getting inside, Symbiosis, NLU Delhi, National Law Schools, and you end up getting seat in, let us assume Christ, or you end up getting seat in, MS Ramaiah, KLE, University College. You feel really bad. Because then you start thinking that, look, if I would have put effort, I would have done well, and, I would have got admission in all these colleges. So you should not have this kind of thinking, or you should not have, regret after your exam. So it's better that you put effort right now, and as I said, I'll try to monitor, most of you who are going to write, CLAT exam next year. Reason behind this is, because of, if you see this Corona, there are very less number of people who are going to prepare, for this 2021 exam, or even, so according to me, if you ask me, if they don't make much of a changes with time, 2021 exam will be pretty easy as compared to 2020. So it will be easy to get inside. If you put effort, you will end up doing well, extremely well with the exam. Competition will be less as compared to this year.
So,
Yes.
when's that meeting that you were telling us about?
Meeting is mega, is that first thing that we need to find out what you are doing right now. What is your expectation? What is your parent expectation? And how we can, in the next 3-4 months, how you should devote your time. And Just not
Yes, sir. I was asking when is the meeting?
I'm sorry.
When is the meeting, sir?
Next week. Next week. Megha.
Next week. Okay. Okay.
Yes, yes. You want to meet me on Monday? I'll be there in Janagar office on Monday. You want to come on Monday?
I don't know, sir. You let us know when you're free and we can come.
Megha, I'm free. So
Pranab sir was talking about some parent-issue meeting.
yes, yes, yes. So that is what we will do, So I'll be taking it in Janagar and Pranav will be doing it in Malleshwaram. But as I said, there is a possibility in Janagar that I'll be making a report card. So because that is what, as I said, once again, I'm doing it on experimental basis, So I want to make a report card in the sense means I want to know, what are the number of hours on daily basis you are studying, what you are studying, and how we are going to, advance in next 4 months. That is what I want to find out. And trust me, I'm pretty sure that if I do this, I can make sure that, your results will improve. Look, I won't say that, everyone will get inside National Law School, Bangalore, or everyone will get Symbiosis, or everyone will get in Christ. But what I feel personally is that, there will be a good amount of improvement. Let us assume right now you are not capable enough to get in Christ. I'm sure that you will be able to get inside Christ. Right now, so this is what, I want to do, we want to make sure that, relatively you are in better position as compared to whatever you can do right now. And that can happen only with the proper, monitoring. Because if we won't monitor that, we won't know what you are doing. In fact, we won't know even, the colleges what you apply for. So for a few of you for whom I am going to make this report card, I'll be having all the data, and I will be talking with your parents also. So that, we are able to fill these details. That and as I said, look, all of you keep this point in mind. Till the time you are not going to devote, somewhere 10 to 12 hours, things are not going to work. Let me be very clear with that. And only our job and your job is to see how we can get this 10 to 12 hours, where you can study for 10 hours. In 10 hours, initially, when you don't have your exam and anything, you just devote all those 10 hours for CLAT. When you have your exams, your exam is coming nearby, what you do is you start putting 8 hours or 6-7 hours for your academic and 3 hours for your CLAT. That is how it will work. So we have to see how we can get this time, So each one of you individually, we will see how it works. And I'm sure that, we can work out something, we have to find out some way here. So from now on, you start planning. And as I said, that planning is the most important thing. So let us see how it works. All right. And people who are not ready to listen to me, if I feel that, you are not ready to put the effort what we people are looking, in that case, I won't be able to help you out. Please understand. I'll be able to help you only when you are ready to help yourself, when you are ready to listen to us, then only I'll be able to help you out. Otherwise, we won't be able to help you out, because effort has to come from your side, and you need to dream this, you need to first dream that, you want to get inside these good colleges, and once you start dreaming that you want to get inside good college, obviously the next step is effort. All right. So effort is something which we need to measure. Look, I will tell you one thing which all of you should understand is, we are talking about November, December, and January. These 3 months are there. All right. You have to see anyway this, 300 hours of effort has to come. Technically, if you ask me, you have to touch the 600 hours, 600 hours before CLAT exam. If you're able to do the 600 hours before CLAT exam, you will have very good possibility to do well with the CLAT exam. So 600 hours before CLAT exam means you can understand what we are talking about. All right. And I'm sure that it is possible, it is possible. So you don't need to worry about it. We'll just sit and see how, we have to schedule yourself. Okay, please go through the answer options, all of you just go through the answer options and see if you have any doubt. And as I said, I'll try meeting most of you. You don't need to worry about whether you are in Janagar Center, whether you are in Malleshwaram Center. I'll be taking, I will be talking to people who are in Malleshwaram also, and see if I can have a report card for you people also. Because one thing which I can tell you is the moment you have a data with you, the moment you have a report with you, the moment you write it down, that this is what I am looking forward for, and this is what I want to achieve, you start working. And to start working, things work for you. All right. So first we have to plan. First, planning is very important. Then only things start moving. Any doubts with these questions? Just go through the answers which I've given and answers which you have got.
15.
All right, 15. We'll go to 15. Okay. Let us see. We go to 15.
Yeah, same sir, 15.
Okay, 15. The lobbyists argued that because there is no statistical evidence that breathing others people, this is easy, breathing others people tobacco smoke increases the incidence of heart disease or lung cancer in healthy non-smokers. Legislations banning smoking in workplace cannot be justified. You know, I will tell you one thing. If you just understand this, you know, line which I'm, marking it, you know, you'll be able to mark this answer. Just read once again. This is an easy question. This is easy. Just read once again. You'll be, and then I will help you to understand. Just read it once again. You know, because I've gone through this paper, you know, in morning. This is why I'm saying that, you know, so that this is easy one. Just go through this once again. Look, understand one thing. The argument reported above would be more seriously weakened. We have to weaken the argument. Remember one thing, we have to weaken the argument. And what is the argument they're talking about is, what they're talking about is, you know, that once again, that, you know, smoke increases the incidence of heart disease or lung cancer in healthy non-smokers. Legislatures banning smoking in workplace cannot be justified. All right. So they're saying that, you know, that you cannot justify that, you know, you ban smoking in working place because, you know, the lobbyists argue that because there's no statistical evidence that breathing other people's tobacco smoke increases the incidence of heart disease, you know, and we have to weaken the argument. Understand? We have to weaken this argument. You know, the argument reported above would be more seriously weakened if it were true that out of this, you know, 5 statement, if any one of the statement which is true, or we have to find out the statement which is true, which will weaken the argument what they are talking about. And remember, they are talking about, I know these data are true. Remember this, if you know these data are true, what they are trying to tell us is that these data are true. Look, if the argument reported above would more seriously weaken if it were true. So basically, legislators, what they're saying that you should not ban smoking in public places, you know, without any statistical evidence that breathing other people tobacco, you know, is going to increase heart disease. So that is something which we have to weaken. And they're saying that, you know, if it were true, these data are true, you know, so all these are true. So we have to find out the one which is going to, you know, mostly weaken the argument what they're talking about. Okay, let us go with the negation and see whether it works or not. Breathing smoke-filled air increase the incidence of headaches and cough in healthy non-smoker. Very clearly, they are saying that, you know, breathing smoke air increase. Now, if suppose someone is smoking in public place, obviously that area will be filled with smoke. They are saying that, you know, breathing smoke-filled air increases the incidence of headache, cough in healthy smokers, very healthy non-smokers. Very clearly, they are saying that I'm non-smoker, I'm healthy, but, you know, if I'm going to breathe that air, you know, smoke air which is present, you know, in public places, that will increase my headache and cough. All right, next one. So that is, remember, this is possibility. So this is possibility. So this is a possibility what we have. So this is the possibility we have blue green. Most non-smoker dislike there's no data. Disliking itself is not something which is going to talk about. Smoke filled in air is a major source of dirt that damages computer. Hey, where are we talking about? You know, computer remote. Most workers would prefer to have smoking banned in workplace. Now, once again, very generalized statement. You know, most of the workers would prefer to smoke banned in workplace. Generalized statement, general statement, no data regarding health issue and other things. And here, you know, you can weaken the argument only when we are talking about health issue, because the legislators, they are saying that no, you know, you should not ban it, you know, in public places. You know, so if I have to weaken that argument, I have to talk about health issues. You know, if you see Statement D is no way they're talking about health issues. It's just a vague statement. Most workers would prefer to have smoking banned in workplace. It's a vague statement. It's just a statement without any backup with the data. Correct? So once again, this is removed. E. Legislators banning smoking in workplaces decreases friction between smoking and non-smoking workers and is easy to enforce. What are we talking about? Any data which we have regarding health issue? So tell me where we have doubt, that this won't be an answer. Now you tell me your argument. I have put forward my argument. Now you have to come up with your argument. Yeah, please. Have you understood now what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Look, only what happened is, this is the reason why, reading is so important, because, now what happened is, your legal questions will be also like this. And this is the reason why, as I said, if you just, you learn the art of reading, read a lot. When I'm talking about, you have to put, 10 hours, 12 hours, if it was mathematical part, I would have said, okay, fine, you practice it, will work. Here, what is happening is we have to read a lot. I know once you start reading, all these questions become very easy. So we have to devote quality time in reading and making notes. All right. And we have to solve, somewhere 300-400 questions of this nature. All right. So please see that you finish with the material which has been given to you. In your booklet, critical reasoning, if you see, go through the chapters of reasoning book, you have critical reasoning question, please finish those things. First thing. Second thing is, now what will happen is once again, we are uploading second booklet. Please go through all those critical reasoning questions. Third important thing, now mock paper is getting started. In mock paper also, you'll have good number of critical reasoning questions. And what you have to do is, you have to just spend time. Only the problem with most of us is what we do is, we just see that, whether answer is right or wrong. And learning will happen only when we try finding out that why, when it is right, I don't need to worry about. If you see, you learn from a mistake. You don't learn from, when you do something right. You never learn. So if you want to do something good in your life, you have to always refer the books which is written by people who have lost in their life. People who are losers. If you read their books, you will learn from them. Trust me, you will learn from them. You never learn from people who have done extremely good in their career. You will always learn from your mistake. That is what you should understand. You make mistake, you learn, you grow. That is how it will work. So when you're making mistake, you should not get disheartened. What you need to understand is, you need to see how you can minimize it. Look, you cannot right now, let us assume in this 25 questions, I'm making, okay, any other doubt first? Let me clarify your doubts. Then maybe, we can, take another 5 minutes. No doubts? All right. How many of you have got more than 20 correct? Raise your hand. More than 20 correct. Anyone? Or if you are, or if I cannot see your raised hand, you can just tell me your name. That's fine. Anyone who has got more than 20 correct? Pratiksha, very good. Okay, we have Pratiksha. Anyone else? Please raise your hand. All right, we have, who are the people? Let me see, dear. No. Okay. Can you just put your name, in chat box? I want to see how many of you have got more than 20 correct. And if you can mark how many correct you have got, I will be very happy. Yes, chat box. 20, more than 20, how many correct you have got? Akash, you have got 21, very good. Yes, anyone else? More than 20? Just tell me what is the answer, how many you have got it correct? Fast, dear, fast. Roshni, how many correct? Pratiksha, 20. Roshni, 20, very good. 3 of you. All right. Now here, Keshav, 20, very good, Keshav. All right. Now listen carefully what I'm saying. All of you just listen carefully what I'm saying. People who have got, 20 marks, it is really a good mark. It is a good mark. But that doesn't mean that you should start flying. You have to see how you can, try going till 23 and 24. Check it out, these 5 questions where you have gone wrong. All right. read it once again and try finding where your thought process has gone wrong. People who have got, 10 marks, 12 marks, go through all these 15 questions where you have made mistakes. Spend time. With each question, you have to spend 5 minutes to 10 minutes. Then only your learning will happen. But if you don't spend time, you just close. We are finished with the class. You go sleep and, and then once again, you come back for the next class. You are not going to learn anything. Look, I'm not worried if you are getting even 10 marks here, but I will be definitely worried that these 15 questions, which you have made mistakes, you are not spending time with these 15 questions. Because in that case, what will happen? You will not improve. So if you want to improve, only what you have to do is the questions where you have made mistake, read it twice, read it thrice. It is habit. You have to train your mind. Once you have trained your mind to think in the right direction, you will be able to just negotiate this question very easily, very fast. All right. So don't worry. Please spend time. All right. We'll wind up. Thank you very much. See that, you people start working, more harder, and see if you can clock this 600 hours, what I'm talking about. 600 hours of CLAT preparation. You have to devote 600 hours specifically with the CLAT. All right. Write it down somewhere. Keep on making notes, how many hours you are putting, and see that, you are good with the GK part. Keep on reading and keep on making GK notes. And I think you are getting a lot of GK stuff from us also. All right. And anyway, we are going to meet with you and your parents. You don't need to worry. We are not going to talk anything regarding, that you are good or bad. Idea is simple, that we find out what you people are doing and what best which we can do in next 5-6 months. All right. Any question which you people have? Anything which you want to ask?
So first thing, for the business paper, which one is good? Like for a beginner level, I heard that business standard is fine. Is like, which one would you recommend?
Look, Advait, you start with business standard. That is the best option which you can have, because I have gone through it times also, and I also. Just a moment here. But when
economic time also is good.
Vritika, economic times, the problem with economic times, is that, they don't give, things in detail.
Oh.
All right. And I would like, if I'm reading something, I would like to have things in detail, where they are talking about passage, where they are given details, because that is the place from where they will ask question, and that is how they will pick up those data. All right. Because they can give us a question from, that same passage, they can ask question in English, they can ask question in DI, they can ask question in, GK, and they can ask question in, reasoning also. And who knows, they can ask question in legal also. If you talk about, Vodafone, idea, arbitration, which is going on. So that is very important, once again. So, go with the, business standard. That is what I will tell you. But, please keep one point in mind, that first 10 days, 15 days, when you are going to read, you are not going to understand, more than 10%. Right? At most, you understand. So this is how learning happens, So don't get disheartened, just keep on reading. Once that connectivity start happening, once that story, you can easily make it out. Once you are regular, what will happen? You can easily make it out, that continuation of the story, and then that interest will start developing, and then learning will start happening. There will be certain terms which you will come across. You read business. What you have to do is just go to Google, all right, and type that word and try finding out meaning. And let us assume even then also your concept is not clear regarding that, you just WhatsApp me.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be able to help you out.
Yes.
All right. Yes.
Will any of you be coming to Indranagar Center anytime soon?
Oh yes, wait, definitely I am going to come to Indranagar.
All right.
I'm going to come to Indranagar. Most probably I'll finish with the Jayanagar, and I'll be coming to Indranagar. So I'll be visiting Indranagar. Yes. Any other question? No question. So I believe all of you are, you are ready to work hard. Are you people going to work hard, or you are going to sleep once again?
Work hard, sir.
Work hard, sir.
Confirm?
Yes, sir.
Look, as I said, otherwise remember one thing, after your 12th standard exam, you will get, admission in 3rd grade college, and then you will feel bad. Right now, what I can, promise you is if you start putting effort from today, you will be at least in decent college. That is right now. There is a good opportunity. If you see, Symbiosis has come up the 4 campus. All right. So literally that become 4 college. Christ, I have some backup. And remember one thing, it is not that easy to get in Christ College also. That is how you have to work. First, you have to see that next 1 month you work hard, that Christ College become very easy. Christ College you can clear it. By December, you will be very sure that you'll be able to clear Symbiosis, and maybe NLU Delhi. Then only the final stage comes, where you do fine tuning and you end up getting, a national law school. So it is a step-by-step process. You don't climb to the 10th, if you see floor at once. All right. So just see that you put 600 hours, what I'm talking about. And I'm sure that, you will end up doing well. All right. Best of luck. Let us meet once again, our next class. Thank you very much. And please see that you study, and make all of you, please, for God's sake, schedule yourself. See that today night before you go to bed, schedule. Look, we have somewhere 30, 35 people, 8 people, their data, they are disconnected. So look, out of this 27 people, still if 15 people understand what I'm talking about, my job is done.
Failing to plan is planning to fail.
Yes, Akash, that is how it works here. That is how life goes. You plan today, your life becomes very easy. You don't plan, you come in that crowd, you will never get in that 1 or 2% people who enjoy their life. All right. So to get in those 2%, we have to plan ourselves and we have to put effort. Your idea should be to get in that 2% of the crowd first, and then 1% of the crowd. You go through this year paper, you'll come to know that hardly, not 1 to 2% people have scored more than 50% of the marks. So just study, work hard, things will work. All right. We'll wind up, and people who have your exam next week, just see that you study for your exam. And meanwhile, you keep, and whatever you are studying for the next exam, make, your school exam, make sure that it is foolproof. Don't look forward to do all 100% and forget every 100%. Whatever you are doing right now, make it foolproof for your 12th standard exam. Have you understood what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Don't feel bad even if you score 60%, and if you made sure that that 3 chapters, 4 chapters you are done so nicely that now you don't need to worry about for your 12th standard exam also. You know why? Because in December exam, if you add another 3-4 chapters, your work is done. In 12th standard, you will end up getting 90%. You don't need to worry about it. All right. So whatever you do it properly. All right. Thank you very much. We'll wind up with the session. And you have a class.
Thank you, sir.
At Saturday, 4 o'clock class. All right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.